Hello guys and welcome back to our channel. We have a crazy amount of new games to go over with you. This will be all of the new games we played during March of this year.
May.
Yeah.
The M's.
The M's confused me, the J's confused me. We had 41 plays and 41 new games, 54 plays, and I would say probably 75% of the games were new. That is a big part to BGG Spring. We played so many new games there, and
we did do vlog.
Yes, if you want to see real-time thoughts on them.
And we are going to do mini reviews on Instagram of all of these as well. Also, before we forget, we have a Twitch. So we're going to leave that link down below. I'm actually going to go through. This is my reminder to myself to redo our link section because it's a little dusty crusty.
Let's begin. I think I'm just gonna go in order of what we played, like this order, I guess.
Yeah, I don't care.
First game we're gonna go over, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Fliptown, baby. Fliptown. We're playing it on stream today, which I'm gonna probably upload most of our streams and then kind of see how they do as far as like YouTube videos go. So if you're seeing this, it will be coming soon, and
The one from yesterday did pretty decent.
Fliptown is a flip and right where you are in the wild west and you are playing with a standard poker deck. You can get this as a print and play, which is pretty cool as long as you have a standard deck of cards, and I just fell in love with this game. It is so stinking fun and satisfying. There's lots of combo-tastic opportunities, and I love the art, the theme, and as far as I can tell, this is the first game that this publisher has come out with. It's like Right On Games or something, and I am definitely
their biggest fan.
Yeah, like I think I am definitely their biggest fan, so hit me up because we can be pals.
Yeah, it is so fun. We tried this one out for the first time at BGG Spring. We just picked it up on a whim. Neither of us had heard anything about it. We were just like, this looks cute. This looks like Texas. Let's play. And we've played like a million times since.
It's really nice quality. And super cute box size, perfect for travel. Honestly, if you like anything about it, the theme, the mechanics, just buy it because it's good stuff.
Yeah, so highly recommend Miss Fliptown. Next is Clever Forever. It was the last one in the Clever franchise of games that we had not played yet, and I just think they're all fun, so I don't really have anything else to say other than it was also great.
Another roll and write. They all look really nice. The only thing about this one is I feel like it only came with one pencil. Instead of markers, which is very odd. Weird. I think compared to the rest of them, I get why they gave you a pencil because there's like one section that'd be a little hard to write with markers, but the pencil itself is very hard to see on portions of the player mat. Otherwise, I really like it. I like that there's a pink die with gold dots on it. I think that that's really aesthetically pleasing. I like the Tetris area of this one. It's kind of something different. And you can manipulate the passive die, which is also interesting. I feel like each one of the Clever series has something like kind of cute and fun and different about it, which it's just like a nice thing to be able to pull out and play within like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
it's a banger.
I definitely recommend any and all of them. Definitely get the original first, but otherwise afterwards just go ham and get them all.
Basically. After that, we have Encore.
Encore was the one
with like the A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yes. It was very cute. I don't think I liked it as much as Clever Any, but I liked it more than Dizzle as far as the roll and writes go.
I feel like I like it equal as Dizzle.
I'm not like totally like remembering how I felt during the play, but I would recommend it. I think it was cute. It was different.
Yeah, basically in this one you're like rolling a bunch of die, and some of them have colors and some of them have numbers. And then everything has to be touching, and then like you have to X out like that amount of boxes.
I think I was having trouble just figuring out like, oh, could I cross off if I had less or if I had more?
Yeah.
I think it was that you had to be able to fit all of the X's in.
Yes, you had to be able to fit all of them in, but like say like the thing was like 8 spots, like you could fill in just 3 of them.
Yeah.
and then like whoever finished the different columns first got extra points.
It's one that I would like to play again. I don't own it. That's one that we rented out, right?
Yeah, we played it twice.
I think I put it on my wish list.
Yeah.
To get, because I did like it. I like all of the
like the Stronghold games.
The Stronghold games.
Roll and Right.
I'm like a big fan of Stronghold games as well. I'm just like kind of a fangirl.
Basically. Honestly, I support it. Okay.
Hold while I drink.
Taking a break from what we played at BGG Spring. We also went to Disney this month, which that feels like 6 years ago. Did we? We left like the beginning of April. And we like, it was like April 30th or something.
I forgot.
Yeah, but we played Around the World in 10 to 15 minutes on the plane.
Which was sent to us.
Yeah, which was sent to us, and it was super duper duper cute. I think it goes up to 6 people, so it's perfect to play with like a family, and it was such a perfect game, like theme-wise, to play on the plane. You're basically going on a trip around the world, collecting souvenirs and seeing landmarks and trying to get the combos and do all the things.
I thought it was cute. I don't think it like changed my life.
No.
But I'm happy to have it. I think it'll be a staple in our travel games because it was very easy and easy to teach. That's why I think it'd be good for families.
I think like younger kids could really understand it.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any more to the campaign because they just sent us like that one sheet. But I like all of the, I think they're called, I don't remember what I like all the no box games that we've played so far, and I can't wait to try the ones that we haven't.
Yeah. It was a fun time. After that, we finally got around to playing Cascadia Landmarks.
There's like an embarrassing amount of games on my shelf of shame that I was like so hyped to get, and then like once I got it I just forgot to play it, and I feel like this one was sitting a little longer than it should have.
But I also think part of that is, I don't know which one of you it was, but I'm blaming one of you guys that didn't let us know that Landmarks made the game more players.
Yeah, so we could play it with the game group, and it would be one that I think Tony would have a little bit of analysis paralysis, especially with the expansion. I wonder if you could probably still play it without the expansion, like maybe just like as a starter.
You have all the other tiles.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. But I love Cascadia. I remember the beginning of time, it was my first game that I was like so excited to get.
She texted me and she was like, "You'll never believe it, I have this game coming with a big elk on the box."
And I was so excited, and it was one of the first games where I was like, I want this game based on like I've watched a video and I like need it in my life. And I just think it's one of the best like starter games to like show somebody. It
feels nostalgic at this point.
Yeah, it really does. Even though it's only been like a year and a half, it just does feel like memories.
That's where it started.
Yeah, so as far as the expansion goes, I think that it definitely adds like a little bit of a value to the terrain. I feel like the terrain was, you know, something that I considered in my journey, but I was never like, oh, I need to focus solely on this, because the points weren't like as good as the animals, but it definitely then makes it so you're like, oh, I really need to pay attention to both.
Yeah, I think it also kind of almost makes it like, not that the game's not competitive, but you're not, at least I'm not really paying attention to what other people are doing, but like with this I'm like, okay, like I really want that card, so like who's close?
Also want to note that we have, there was like a little like, you know, we played Cascadia probably what, like 30 times?
Probably.
And there is a rule, well, like I guess not even a rule, but there's like something we didn't know until the last time we played it, which is like you don't have to place the chip.
Yeah.
Like the animal chip, you don't have to place it. And I did not know
like
that.
The first time we played we did that, and then just for that rule left the window.
Because I mean, it's not like wildly ideal to not place it. Do you know what I mean?
But with the expansion.
Yeah, with the expansion you don't really want to place them all because you wouldn't have the opportunity to get the landmark pieces to put on the tiles if you covered them all up. So
that was good information to come across.
It's just we're always playing things on hard mode. I've watched Foster the Meeple, and they've said a couple of times that they like played things on hard mode because they got a rule wrong. So I'm like, we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Next is Sudoku.
Sudoku.
I can never say it right.
Okay, so I saw this game at Common Ground Games in Dallas, and I looked it up on BGG, and it had like a 6.8, and our like most baseline is a 7, is like buy it. I mean, there's been some games that like, you know, have been a little less, but usually if we play a game that's under a 7 and we look it up later because we're like, oh, what was that? We're like, oh yeah, it was like a 6.3. That makes sense. So it was like a 6.8 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $20 or $15 or whatever it is on this game that's not rated well. But I love Sudoku.
And it's really pretty.
And it's cats. It's, yeah, like, I was like, oh, this could be so good. And then I saw it at the charity sale for $5. And I don't think it's ever even been played.
No, it looked brand spanking now.
So I was like, all right, for $5, I'll give her a go. And I don't know about it. I think the biggest problem is the scoring. Yeah. Like, I don't really know, like, you'd have to be really, like, looking in to figure out, like, where somebody else went wrong. Because basically you
pass your paper, like, you're in school.
Yeah, you have, and I think it'd be just easier, like, I know where I messed up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To, like, just circle as you go. But maybe it's better at a solo game. But overall, like, for me, I only, like, made one. Like, it was, like, one error. And because I, like, am really good at Sudoku, I don't think that it would be challenging. So maybe I have to try, like, a harder sheet. But even then, I don't think, because of how my brain works, it'd be challenging.
Yeah. I thought it was fine. Like, if she was like, I want to play this, I'd be like, cool, let's play it. But I wouldn't, like, suggest playing it.
I'm probably going to play it solo, like, once. And then decide if I want to keep it in the collection. Because that's where I'm at with this game.
Yeah. But for $5...
I'll try anything for $5.
This is where it's gonna get tricky. I don't really remember the difference between them. Clever Cubed.
Clever Cubed. I think that was the hard one.
When we played at Disney?
Yes.
So we're not really sure exactly if it is that it was really, really hard, or if it was because we didn't bring the dice that came with the game, so we just had to, like, use other colors in lieu of each other.
I think the mechanics were the most difficult of all of them. I don't know if it was as difficult as we thought, but I do think it was the most difficult of the clever
games.
Yeah, games. I don't really remember a ton about the individual sheets. I just remember I think there was like some math stuff or something. I don't really remember.
I feel like I'm just gonna like look it up to see what it looks like. Maybe it'll jog.
But I'm just gonna say, while she looks it up, I honestly love all of these, and I think that they're so fun.
Yeah. It's the one where like the yellow has to be like during a certain die that you take. Remember, it had like the numbers of where you could put it. Yeah. And the gray ones had to be from the...
And this had like a cascading thing, and then this one was the plus or minus, and it had to be equal to exactly whatever it was, remember?
Yeah, that one was very tricky, but also I kind of liked how tricky it was. Like, I'm not saying that as a negative, just like a FYI.
It's definitely like, don't start there.
No.
But maybe like after like 2 or 3 of them, maybe buy that one then. But again, we love all of them. We love the aesthetic of them. This one came with markers, so I have no qualm about it coming with 1 pencil.
That's another thing though. I feel like if the other one came with 4 pencils, like...
Maybe we just got like an oops. We'll have to like look and see, because I just think it was kind of bizarre. Because like you have a passive, so you're supposed to be like passing around this pencil. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But we love her. We love her.
We do.
There's nothing else to say besides clever games are just so good.
Now the next one's kind of funny because of how bad we did in this children's game called Cora Quest.
Cora Quest was sent to us. They also sent us a puzzle, and then they also sent us the expansion, which the expansion does add more stuff to the game, but it also is a campaign. But this is at its heart a kids game. But so we're basically playing this game, which it is like a dungeon crawling kids game. It is the best one that we have tried, and I've tried a couple. And just in general, I think even as an adult, I think it might be the best dungeon crawler, like something as close to D&D as you can get. But it's like kids version. But also don't let that fool you, because
we did.
Hannah was like, yeah, like I like this game, it's cute, but like it might be better for like the kids. And then like the more we got into it, she's like,
and mind you, I picked which challenge or like mission we were gonna do based on the name, and it was literally the second one. Like, Not
like cheesecake.
Yeah, it's not cheesecake. It was literally the second mission, level 1. Barely, it's like the easiest option.
We used the easiest side of the monsters too.
Yeah.
So I'm not like entirely like
what sure happened.
But it was so fun. Like we were getting so into it.
We're like, okay, so I'm gonna do this. So you can, because you can like do, when it's the player's turns, you can do their turns in whatever order you want. And we're like, okay, so this person should go. Cause there always has to be 4 characters playing. You can divide that amongst your players.
If you're playing with one kid, you can have the kid play 1 and then you play 3.
Yeah. But somehow we still lost.
But we were like in it. Like I think about playing it like all the time because it was so
super
fun.
Good.
And it was like super high quality. Love the art style. I think it's just so well done. And I also really like, I'm not like big on like digital gaming, but, or like games that have a digital aspect. But the father who was like in the board game, like it was made by a father and a daughter, he like narrates the different like parts of the story, and I think that's so fun.
That's really cute.
Because I love his voice. He has like an accent. I think it's adorable, and I think there's sounds too as well.
Like sound effects.
It's very cute. It's very cute. But I would highly recommend the price point as well. For how much gain you're getting is kind of insane.
I feel like a lot of the times, like, games that are marketed as, like, children's games are, like, dumb expensive for no reason.
Dumb expensive or just, like, boring.
Yeah. So but this is, like, a good price point, and there's also, like, so many characters, and they all have different abilities and stuff, so, like, the replayability, wild. And
so I would definitely recommend it for like any kid gamers, you know, but also for maybe like an adult friend
who just like is into D&D.
Who's into D&D, or it would be like a double whammy if you have an adult friend who's into D&D and has kids who wants to get them into gaming.
Yeah.
This is the game.
Yeah. It was a great time.
Yeah. Highly recommend. That one's like one of my highest recommendations that I have. Period.
Next up is Miss Dizzle.
Miss Dizzle. It's so funny because we played all those games with Nick and he's like, Dizzle's my favorite.
It would be Nick's favorite.
Yeah, if anything's gonna be Nick's favorite, it would be Dizzle. I think the name's so funny because I don't like even get it.
No, it's another roll and write, and it is so satisfying because there's so many dice.
They're like kind of mini.
Yeah, so you just roll all these mini dice, you sort them by number, and then you're placing them on your board. There's some push your luck aspect because if you can't place a die and you choose to not pass,
Nick was pushing his luck.
You might lose some die.
Yeah.
So
but he still got second.
Yeah.
So it was kind of wild.
I do like it comes with like a bunch of different levels, and I think there's 1 through 4 levels, and then there's expansion that I think is 5, 6, 7 or something like that. So I think that is fun. That we've only played at level 1, and there are different like things on the map. You know, there's like bombs, there's puzzle pieces, there's like more, there's like keys and locks and stuff on the more difficult ones. So I'm interested to see how the other maps play.
Yeah.
Another thing though that we got the idea from, which I'm giving you guys the idea from if you didn't think about it, to be good for the environment, is you can laminate,
and just good for
travel, replayability. Laminate like enough of the sheets from the roll and writes, and then you don't have to keep throwing away paper, especially if you're like running low on your stack or your like pad,
or if you're traveling and you don't want to have to bring like multiple sheets.
That's one thing for us. We'll be like, when we're traveling, we're like, well, if we play this game now, then we can't play it again because this is our last sheet. But if we had it laminated, you can just use dry erase marker.
Definitely going to be laminating. And I also went and bought dry erasers that are bigger because some games it takes, like with the little eraser that's on the back, takes forever.
And really tiny skinny markers.
Yeah, and I bought fine tip markers. We'll try and leave those linked down below because it is like a game changer.
They made a difference.
And you're just like, look at those thin lines that we're drawing. Yeah. As far as this game goes, I think it's my least favorite of the Stronghold games, but I think I liked it more than Quicks. Like, I like all the Clevers more.
Yeah.
Probably also because I played them.
I probably liked Encore, Dizzle, and Quicks all the same.
What was your...
The one with the letters that we just talked about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they all are, like, neat. Yeah. That's where I'm at. They're all neat and different. Neat. But I think that I like clever ones better. But these ones are just, like, different.
Yeah. Next up is Dungeons & Dragons, the Yawning Portal.
She was, like, fine.
Yeah. It's one I would be interested, maybe, like, you, me, and Nick play one time, because I do think it'll be, like, maybe trickier with more people. It's one where you're like you're placing food on this long table and trying to serve customers, but when you're only playing with 2 people, it goes up to 4. Not much really happens in between turns, so basically whatever you want, you get.
I'm still not like 100% sure if it'd be better at more people because you add those spaces.
Yeah, you only
So the board would get, what?
Only 1.
Yeah, but it's still like,
yeah.
It still makes it bigger. I personally think that there's not enough manipulation of the food that is already down.
Yeah.
And I think the idea of the game is they want you to put the card down with it not being complete. And then there's more opportunity to manipulate.
Because a lot of the abilities on the cards are like taking things from customers that are face up, but most of the time we don't have any.
Yeah, because we're just like, oh, like we're just placing them. I don't know. I think it's like a cute concept. I think that the quality of the game is
so
really
nice.
top-notch.
The gems, the food.
It's different.
Yeah.
But I just wish that there was more manipulation of the food already placed.
Yeah. And if you're into D&D and you like a pretty light game, it's not bad.
Chris didn't think it was light?
No, Chris thought it was really, really hard. I played it with him, and he may have thrown a tantrum afterwards and said, this game is so unfair. It's so unbalanced. It's impossible.
Wrong. That's it. It was not hard.
No. He's like, I don't know how you're doing this. I don't know either.
Chris isn't really good at planning ahead.
No.
That's like not his strong suit. So that game is like about planning ahead.
Next up, we have Food Chain Magnate. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. So, I had heard a lot of good things about this game. And whenever I watched like how to plays and things, and I was like, oh, this looks so fun. I just love the theme. I love the whole, like, I was a big lemonade stand girl. If you were into lemonade stand, let us know in the comments down below. She's never played it.
I've never heard of it.
It's so fun. That was like my, like, in school when you couldn't play anything else, lemonade stand. So I was like, I really, really, really want to play this game. And whenever I saw that they had it at BGG Spring, I was like, all right, let's go ahead and do it. My brain fried after this.
Yeah, but I will also say that we probably wasn't in our best interest.
I said that in my plan with me.
To play it when we played it, because it was the first game we played at BGG Spring after Andrea had like done mom things all morning, and then I got to her house in the afternoon, and then we drove what is supposed to be like a 2-ish hour drive to Dallas. Ended up being almost 4 hours because of the weather.
Literally, we just kept looking down at the GPS, and it always said 2.5 hours.
At all times. We would drive for 45 minutes, and it would go down to like an hour and 40 minutes, then we'd look again, it'd be like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I'm like how?
Like, I don't understand. It was just like, it was horrid. But anyways, so we played that, and then we also played Zoo Tycoon, and that day, I feel like my brain was just like potatoes. And I also had really bad allergies. It was not a great combo. I was tired. I was over it. So I feel like, so basically, after we finished playing this game, which is so fun looking back on it.
It was one where like...
It's like so unique.
At the end of the day, we were both like, I don't know about it in the moment.
Well,
and then
like right after we played it, we were like, I do think it's like really expensive for what it is.
It's cards. And tell me why that's like $150.
I think it's like 100.
Oh,
like 99 flat.
Got it.
But still like kind of bizarre. Do you know what I mean? Like Arc Nova is like 70.
Yeah.
And like I feel like you're getting like stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a smaller publisher. I haven't really looked into why the reasoning of the price. But anyways, so I was like, for the price, no. For my brain, no. But then like the more I sat and thought about it, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play that again.
She just kept bringing it up. She's like, I think I might have liked it.
I kind of liked it. I kind of liked how it made my brain feel. So then I was looking up, and I think it was like a late back. I late backed the game, and I think it was like 140-ish, like converted-ish for both the game and the expansion, the new deluxeified. Yeah. Which looks nice.
And the new art?
Yeah, and the new art is so cute. So I was like, you know, I think that's worth it. I think so. So overall, I would recommend if you want something that's going to make your brain really like work. Yeah. Either or.
Next up after that one is Happy Campers. This was another roll and write that Andrea simply lost because she got 0 points. In it, you're like building a little campsite. It's super easy. The only like real rule is you have to have one of at least everything.
I have a lot of toilets.
Like toilets, tents, trees, like whatever, all the different things are. You need to have at least one of them or you automatically lose. And Andrea had no trees in her
very punishing
in her camp.
Maybe it was in the desert.
But it was like a game that was fine. I'm like, whatever to have played it. Don't care to ever play it.
I think that I'd recommend it if somebody was like super into camping and wanted like a simple, quick board game.
It's a game you should keep in your camper.
That's what I think would be like the best place for it. And then that's it. Like, I don't think if you do, there's other games that are better.
Yeah, especially Roll and Write wise. Yeah. There's so many good ones. After that, we have Herbaceous Sprouts, the game with the ugliest die on earth.
Yeah, I'm like confused as to why the dies were so ugly. Everything else was so cute.
Pretty cute, yeah.
Even on the box, it like shows like wooden looking die, and then the die inside have like these bright colors. I wasn't sure if like maybe they planned for an expansion that would utilize the colors, because otherwise there's no real reason why that there's colors, like bright colors on the die. But otherwise the game was like another one that was just like fine. It was good.
If
like,
you're really into plants.
It was like unique in its own like way, but I don't think it's something that like changed my life.
No, I don't need a copy of it at all.
Yeah, you're just basically rolling die and then planting them in this garden. And it's based on sets. So it's set collecting, dice rolling, fun time. No writing or anything, so.
No. It was fine. Next, we have our most recent new game, which is High Season Grand Hotel Roll and Write. I have the Grand Austria Hotel, like the full game. We've played it one time and then never got it back to the table because the setup is kind of annoying.
It's like a lot.
From my memory, yeah. So, I picked up at Common Ground Games in Dallas the Roll and Write version, and we played it last week, and I thought it was super fun. I had a great time.
Super cute. I feel like we need to play it again sometime to cement it in there. But I think it was like a nice bite-sized version of the game with like no setup, which is honestly the biggest plus. I also really think that it's cool that all of the boards are like different. At least the ones that we looked at were all different, and then they have the worker boards that are also different
front and back.
So I feel like replayability is really there, and also it being like a dry erase situation is also nice, double-sided. I have no complaints about it.
I think my only thing is that I wish it was like 2 rounds longer.
I feel like there is just games that we just wish
were a little bit longer.
Just like a smidge longer. I feel like you could get more done.
Andre was like, oh, this is the last round? I'm like, yeah, the last round.
No, before that, remember? The second to last round. It was like, yeah.
She's like analysis paralysing it, and I'm just like...
I thought it was the last round, and she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like I really need to make this count. Because, like, I need to make sure I get the ample points. And she's like, there's a whole nother round. And I was like, oh, okay, then I don't care what I'm doing. It's all good.
But I really enjoyed it. Would suggest it. It falls under my category of ugly games are fun. Because it's not cute.
Yeah.
Then we played King of Tokyo, which this game I can literally never remember the name of.
I don't really feel like I can, like, really, like, have too much of a full opinion. We haven't written reviews yet.
This one and the next one we have not.
Because basically we played it a little bit wrong.
With the Tokyo one?
Yeah, with the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I ended up buying 2 expansions for it because I really want it to work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea of having a game that is dice rolling. It holds our whole player group, and it's kind of like lighter, but it also is like a combat type situation. I think that is fun, kind of like Dungeon Mayhem.
Yeah.
I want something like that, but like a little bit more, if that makes sense. And I feel like this game has the potential to, so I did order 2 expansions that I like really looked into, and they seem to add a lot to the game. So I am gonna wait to give my final if I do suggest it or not, because it does have like good ratings.
Yeah, make sure you're following over on Instagram. We'll have like eventually the full
review and thoughts. I'm sure we'll also talk about it in the video too. Yeah. We'll be adding the expansions to it, but I feel like as of right now, I'm not like quite sure about it.
Yeah. And then kind of in the same vein is Mythic Mischief, because we played like with like major rule issues.
Yeah, we forgot to like boost our stuff. So it was like,
whole time
it was like also hard mode.
Yeah.
So basically this game, it was sent to us, and I think production-wise, beautiful. Theme-wise, beautiful. I love the asymmetric factions. Beautiful. The how to play was really good. It was honestly just us.
It was us.
Dumb.
It was not them. It was us.
There's even player aids, weren't there?
Yeah.
The whole thing, we were just losing it. It is like kind of like chess, in my opinion. Like,
I've never played chess in my life.
It is a game that I don't think we've ever played a game where our turns are so long, and it's like that's just the way it is. Like, we weren't taking a long time. It's just the turn length is going to be long in this game, no matter how you play it.
Yeah.
It is like basically a 2 or 4 player game, I believe. I don't really think you could play it any other way, but I think it would be best at 2.
So it's like 2 or teams.
Yeah, and I feel like it's always, I'm not a team player. It's just really not for me. But I have high hopes for it because I think it is very unique.
It's so cute.
I think it is just a high strategy, high pre-planning, long-term game.
I don't think I'll ever be good at it.
I don't think Hannah's going to like it, period. I think it'll be more of a game that I play with Nick.
Yeah.
So, it's just the way the cookie crumbles, but it is beautiful.
It's
and
so cute.
I am hopeful for whenever I play it correctly that I will like it.
Next up, we have Namiji.
Namiji.
Which is in our opinion, yeah, you literally bought it. So.
I was like, Namiji. If I keep saying it enough, I'll remember what it was.
It is our favorite game in the, well, you guys will hear how we feel about all the other ones.
Takaido. We should talk about Takaido first.
Okay.
Is that new?
Yes. Don't like it, period.
So, it's just too light and boring and kind of just...
It feels like you're just
chill,
almost working towards nothing.
It's just a simple set collecting game. It's so pretty. That's like the one thing that like hurts is like I wanted to play all of them because I'm like I want to like one of them because they're so pretty. But I just feel like it was just a little bit too chill of a set collecting game with like nothing seems to matter.
Yeah. Kind
of vibe. So if you're like looking for a game to just like chill and like be light and airy and
kind of boring
set collect, then this is the game for you. So we don't recommend it. We also did try
Takaido Duo, which was better,
but not great. I wasn't like totally vibing. It was another one that I just felt like it was kind of like we're just set collecting, right?
Yeah. It had like
the boards.
It was just like not memorable.
No, yeah, it was kind of also kind of boring. It was better than Takaido. And it was faster, so that's also a plus for the light game. But I don't think I'd purchase it. But if you really like the art and you only have one other person to play with, probably would recommend this one. Then we have Namiji.
Yes.
Which was our last and final
thing in the series.
To try and see if we liked.
And it was definitely the best.
Yeah, there's set collecting, there's push your luck, there is
that kind of like Tetris-y puzzle part.
Yeah, the like filling up your like, so it's still like set collecting, but it's like tile placement as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's the word.
But I really liked it. I thought it was super cute, and I did buy the expansion as well, which I think will bring more to it. But I'm fine with a game that's like kind of more like light. Sometimes
if it's still fun.
If it's still fun and I still feel like I'm like interested in what's happening, which I was interested in what was happening in this one.
In Namiji, I think another thing that was nice about it is like the different cards that you would get. Like there were ones that you would get that were like objectives, so it felt like you were working towards something.
Yes, the objective cards.
That was like,
and you could collect more of them.
Like everybody in our group, I think collectively feels like Takaido feels like you're playing kind of like Parks.
It's
like same vibes, but like in Parks you're working towards like getting the national park cards, and you're not like working, like you're just collecting the sets in Takaido. But like in Namiji it feels like there's more that you're like working towards.
Completely forgot about the objective cards you could collect. Yeah, those are really fun. There was just a lot, not even a lot more going on. It was just the variety of the options seemed to have different mechanics versus just set collecting. There's a little bit, it's a little bit more than set collecting, but like that's like what the main vibes are of Takaido. But I would recommend Namiji out of all of them. I think it's the newest one. And I am very excited to try out the expansion because it adds like a little pool on the side. I'm not sure like what the whole
I also like that it's like ocean themed because
I loved the like origami like the little boat.
It's so cute.
And then also like just the box. Like the art in all of them is
so beautiful.
Really pretty. It's really well done. So I'm excited to be able to have at least one on my shelf that I like.
Yeah. So next game. Are we talking about what our favorite games were of the month since we're not doing posts?
We could just say, I mean, I'm just going to say Fliptown.
Okay, so the next game up is my favorite game of the month, baby.
My favorite game was Fliptown. We already talked about it.
Yeah. My favorite game of the month. It's probably one of my most anticipated games to play for like a year now. And that is Nightshift, that we were so blessed, lucky, and grateful to have sent to us. And it did not disappoint.
No, it's so pretty. We will have had a full unboxing on the channel as well as a review on Instagram. And it is like the production of it for being a prototype. I already like have notes on like what would be changed in the final copy. But it is so good. It's one of those games also that's very light. It's not a heavy, big thinker game. It feels like a kind of like a, not like a party game, but kind of like a
party game adjacent.
Party game adjacent. It's low stakes, but like still just fun. There's a lot of push your luck.
There's a lot of
lots of push your luck.
Messing with other people.
Yeah, there's dice rolling.
And it's like,
you get money.
It's, yeah, like Monopoly money, which I feel like is so rare these days. And it's just like so, like the theming is so well done. Everything you're doing feels like it's like
thematic.
Like I feel like there's some games we play where like, but like,
what does this have to do?
What does this have to do with the theme?
Yeah,
but this game,
so
it's like
it was just really well thought out. I can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Literally, it is just so good. By the time this video goes up, it should be coming out on Kickstarter soon. Or is it will be up?
Soon.
I don't know when this video is going up.
I'll put the links down below.
But it like just highly recommend. And it was so funny because when we were getting it sent to us, we were looking up like just stuff about it on the internet, and we saw people be like, oh, I don't know if anybody will review it because of the theme, and we're like, no, we love the theme, we will be reviewing it. And I feel like people have really appreciated the reviews on this one. A lot of interaction on those posts, and it's
beautiful.
It's so pretty.
The whole thing is just, especially coming.
Are you thinking about backing it as well?
I'm not thinking about it. I'm going to. I said whenever we did the unboxing that how it plays will be like if I need to also back it, and I'm going to back it.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I would say about 20% of it is just so I could have it on my shelf because it's
so pretty.
And coming from like a design background, it's just so aesthetic. I feel like we need like an exotic dancer kit for planning.
Stop!
It will be so good. I just love like the sparkles and colors, and the art style is so unique, and I just feel like there's
and the people who designed the game like were an artist first, so I think that probably has like a lot to do with why
it's just so good. I would definitely look into it. I think that it is going to be like a hot game. Again, it's not like a big thinker strategy game, but it's fun. It's just
sometimes you're just playing a game for fun. You don't need it to be anything else.
But the thing is if we're just playing it for fun, it's gotta be good.
Yeah, and also, if you haven't seen the miniatures for this game, look a lot.
They're so good. I can put like clips of them.
Oh yeah,
I have clips.
Do. They're
so good. So well done. The colors, everything, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, next up after that, we have Potion Pot Trail. This was another roll and write that we played at Disney.
Yes.
And I just remember I kept making like the evil potions that kept messing with you and taking away your dice.
Literally the whole time.
I don't think you even realized that you could have 3 dice because of how often you only had 2.
Yeah, it was a very like different, it was probably our most thinky of the print and plays that we've played. So I feel like the value is really there because it definitely felt like a medium.
And we played on the easy one. There was a more difficult version. There was like 2 like ways of play, which we also love when that is a thing because of the replayability.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like you were collecting the ingredients to make the potions, and like she said, she kept making the potions that would mess with me. But I was just all about, who won that? I was all about just like the points. I was just trying to like get as many of like yellow, I think it was, that I could. But I had a good time playing it. It was definitely, like I said, more of like a thinky.
By 2 points.
I think it sounds right. Thinky roll and write. But honestly, like I would play it again. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
And it was really pretty as well. Like the graphics of it. And also being potions.
I love potion
like
themes.
Witch, wizard type situation.
Yeah.
So it was a really fun time. And especially being a roll and write, it was pretty inexpensive. So I would definitely recommend it.
I think we still have 6 more games to go.
This is gonna be like an hour-long video.
Okay, next up was the magic trick game of Shake That City.
Oh my god. So, this game I explained it in the haul, all the things, but I had seen it many times. It's a very game that if you know me, you'd be like, and you saw like how to play or something, you'd be like, Andrea, because like Tiny Towns.
It's like Tiny Towns adjacent.
It's like Tiny Towns, but harder. Well, though Tiny Towns is kind of like, it can be difficult and tricky, like, and there's a lot of like probability.
I think the thing that's more difficult about Shake That in Tiny Towns, you can kind of pick what you want to do with what you're getting, but in Shake That City, you have to put it in that orientation.
Yeah, but you have to, I think with Tiny Towns, the thing is you have to pick the color that somebody else. The more players that there are, the more tricky it gets.
That's
with
true.
Tiny Towns, and it's you run out of space.
Yeah.
But Shake That City was difficult because of, for me at least, the like objectives, the side objectives. But it's so cool. So I had always picked it up because I was like, I should get this, I should get this, I should get this. And I got it for, what, $10 basically?
Yeah, we got it at the bazaar at BGG Spring. And
I got that in Sidereal Confluence for $20, right?
Yeah, it was, if you guys don't know, the bazaar is bizarre. Like, there's somebody over a microphone that's like, sellers, there's 10 more minutes, slash those prices, buyers, buy all the things.
And everyone's like this.
Literally.
Like this. Like shoulder to shoulder.
And
like, everyone's holding games like this.
And then, I think it was literally like 1 more minute, and Andrea's like, will you do a combo for these two? And he's like, yeah!
Because I was like, oh, I should get Sidereal Confluence, because Tony has it, but this was like the old version, which is like cool, because I have the Seven Wonders old edition. And she's like, you're never gonna play that. And then I was like, but I kind of want it if it's only gonna, like, it was $15. I was like, okay, for those two, would you, and the Shake That City was in wrap.
Yeah.
I was like, would you do 20? And he's like, yeah. So I feel like for $20.
For both of them, abso-freaking-lutely.
Sidereal Confluence, it's like a 5-pound game.
I mean, and it did come with dressing cups.
Yeah, it came with, I was like, ooh, dressing cups, nice. Which I already thought to use as like, anyways. But the little like
contraption
that you like build, and then she's like, yeah, like I think you need to shake it more.
Cause like the dice weren't like
little cubes.
Yeah, or the cubes didn't feel like they were like in there. But I guess I didn't understand how the contraption worked. I still don't. And you
just like literally put it on the table and you press it, and then they come out in this perfect grid.
Yeah.
And we both looked at each other. We're like,
do it again.
Yeah, I was like, what like, is this magic?
You felt like you were fun. Yeah, it was really fun. I do want to play that one again.
It is also a game that would, like, I think it's only 4-player, which is kind of a bummer. I think it's one of those games that if you kind of like, what the heck's it called?
My City?
Well, My City or Stonemaier game.
Rolling Realms?
Rolling Realms, where if you bought multiple sets, I think you could play it with more people. So My City, yes, but yeah. I think it would be less hacks. I think it is just like you could have 8 people playing this game because it is simultaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or wait, there's the colors. You could only pick colors that the other person didn't pick.
No, I think you could take whatever color.
What was the point of having a person go?
Oh, it might have been whoever.
But I mean, I guess you could.
It was just whoever was the first player picked first, then everybody else I think picks from what's left.
It would just be a little trickier, I guess, then, because you would only ever be picking
like once.
Picking like priority.
What you want.
I don't think it would be impossible. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it was super fun. It was very reminiscent, like I said, of Tiny Towns-esque, but different enough that I think that I'm happy to have both of them, and I can't wait to play it again.
Yep. Next up, we played the deluxe version of Skyrise.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna sell my left leg for it.
Have you not been able to find the deluxe version? Or you've not looked?
I've not found it for a reasonable price. But I think it's the case that currently they sent out all to retail as well, the regular copy, so I can get a regular copy basically anywhere. The deluxe and the collector's edition, they are only have sent out to like people who have backed them basically. I don't even know if they're coming to retail. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. I think it is coming to retail because it's Roxley. They usually don't have like super exclusive Kickstarters when it comes to stuff like that, but
this is another one also that like wasn't super difficult.
No, it was definitely a lighter game,
but
in my opinion.
It like looks like it's gonna be crazy complicated, but it's so pretty, so fun.
A quick learn, and I would, if you were going between the two, I don't think price point's really wild. So I would go for like the deluxe version. I don't think you need to go for the like, I think it's collector's is like the highest. But I do think that, I think it's like $20 or something is worth it. But basically it's a bidding game. And
it's the only bidding game we've ever played that doesn't have like horrible 2 people rules.
And I feel like in general, sometimes bidding games even at 3 people is not as fun.
Yeah.
But I think this as a bidding game was very successful.
Yeah, I think the only like change of the rules is that we had an extra like monument or whatever.
It was super easy, and it was, I think that was like a good thing. And I think it's one of those games that I probably would prefer at 2 or 3 versus 4. But it was so fun and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, you're basically
so
trying
pretty.
to rule over the city, basically.
You're just putting your, you're trying to outbid everybody else, get your buildings on different colored tiles. You pick up things as you go to make those tiles worth more. And then you also have objectives, shared objectives and secret objectives. It is a beautiful game. It is not heavy, but it was very enjoyable and unique.
Recommend.
We do recommend it. I'm going to sell my left leg for it.
Next up, we played Sweet Mess Pastry Competition, and this was Baking Splendor.
It was Baking Splendor, but like with a little bit more. It was like, if I had to pick between the two, I'd pick this game.
Yeah, because Splendor's hideous.
Yeah, and also Splendor's kind of boring. I feel like for me though, but also if we were picking between this and Splendor Duel, I'd probably pick Splendor Duel if I had to pick between them. I feel like Splendor Duel, so good. Seven Wonders Duel, so good. But basically, this game is one that we have seen.
We should do a stream playing like all of those like 2-people games.
All the duels?
Yeah.
Or just anything like two-player, like dice?
Two-player specific, yeah.
Okay.
That'd be fun.
We could do that. So basically, this one is a game that we have both seen at many stores. And picked it up and we're like, oh, I've heard good things. There's like a whole background story about it was a Kickstarter that failed and then some publisher picked it up. I think it's like really cute. Like the cuteness factor, pretty high. If you're into baking, yeah, if you're like super into baking, like, or you need to give a gift to a gamer that's a baker, or even like a kid, like an older kid, like a tween, this would be a really, really cute one to have. I think the quality of everything is super nice. I like the little trucks that like you basically like in Splendor, there's just like a hand limit. Whereas this is like you have more of a limitation on the ingredients that you can hoard basically, which I like because sometimes you're like, I really want this, but no one has it. I like the whole mess situation of the board.
You, like flip it over.
And you have to like put the things out. It seems complicated in the beginning. You're like, oh, I'm not gonna remember how to do this. It's gonna be annoying. But it was just like placing them out. And then also like that, oh, this ran out, well then it has a little clock. And like, it was really nicely set up. I don't think it's a game I personally need.
Yeah.
I said that if I ever like take my kids to a convention and they like, I was like, okay, what can I play that I know how to play that my kids will like, that I will like, I would pull it out.
Yeah.
And if my kids liked it, I would buy it. But otherwise, I don't think me personally, I need it. But if you like Splendor, like a lot, and you want something a little different.
And I feel like there are people who do like ride or die for Splendor.
No, I know. Like crazy. I want the Splendor Pokemon one. That's another one. I'll sell my right
That one was also at the bazaar for $100.
And somebody bought it.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I think, at least when it first came out, I think you could get it on eBay for like 60 bucks. But anyways, but yeah, I think that there is an audience for it. It's just not for us.
Yeah. Next, we have Trex's Holiday. This is like an import game.
It's only $5.
It was only $5.
Because I got it at the charity sale.
Yeah, it's really, really cute. And I'm like reading the instructions. And as I'm reading, because that's like how we do it. Andrea, she will sometimes watch the video if it looks like it's going to be hard. Otherwise,
if it's one page, I'm not watching a video.
Yeah, and it was only one page. So I'm like reading it and I'm like explaining it to her. It was also midnight, so I don't know if that was part of the issue. But it was like way trickier than you thought. One thing I loved about it.
I think it was because it was midnight.
Yeah, is like you roll the dice like hidden.
It's so cute.
You hide them. So like you're picking like what you want to do, and then there's like a passive turn.
No, it's you both do it, and then you like this dice, you'll know. So in this game you have 3 dice and you're taking those 3 dice. They're so cute too, the dice with the little kitty paws on them. I don't even like cats, but why do I like cats when they're not cats? Like if they're drawn, so cute. Anyway, so you have 3 dice, you're rolling the dice, and then you're doing that in secret, and then you as the active player are taking one of the dice to not show the other player until after they've put the other 2 down. So it could kind of like F them basically, and it has to be put in a specific section. So it's like you're both of you are doing all 3 dice, but you're the only one who can plan for that dice.
Yes. And there is like a different mode you can do, because basically like the hidden dice can only go in like certain spots, and there's like a more trickier way to play where like in the beginning you like roll dice to determine where they're gonna go instead of it being like the standard, so that everybody's are different. Yeah,
and it's definitely a little bit of a thinker. I do wish the sheets were double-sided, though we are now team laminate. But overall it's so cute.
It was
like
really cute.
It's like the die were cute, the box is cute. I don't like get it. I was like, what's the lore of this game?
T-Rex is the name of the cat.
And he's like his
on vacation.
Or his family went on vacation,
Yeah.
right? And then he's just like having a party.
Yeah.
The whole thing, I was like, what is happening in this game? But it's so cute. I would definitely recommend. If you can find it somewhere, just pick it up. It's so cute.
It's so cute. The second to last game is Walking in Burano, the Roll and Write. I have like a special place in my heart for this one because I went to Burano this year, so it just feels like, oh, that's cute.
The dice are really pretty. The
little boat mechanism thing
was cute.
I had a good time playing it. If I like found it for like $5, I would maybe pick it up.
Yeah, I don't think it like changed my life.
No, I picked up something else from them.
Walking in Province.
It's not the roll and write version. It's a tile game, but like,
which I'm pretty sure Walking in Burano also has a tile game.
Like I don't need to like go. I'm not gonna like. I don't even know how much it is, but like if I found it for like super cheap, I would consider picking up just for like because I like the vibes. But
I don't think it was like anything. It was like kind of. It was actually pretty tricky.
Yeah, you could invite Santa Claus to come visit, which
I thought that was funny. And he like it was like the chimney.
Yeah.
It was like so basically in this game you're rolling dice and you're kind of like based on the color and the number you have to do it in like specific sections, and then you can also hire people to they're basically objectives.
Yeah.
And one of them like is Santa Claus, and it's based on the chimneys and like all of the chimneys having numbers on them. So I thought it was cute. I don't think I need it.
Yeah.
But I was happy to play it, if that makes sense.
And I'm really sorry that we're going to be leaving you guys for the last game on a really sour note. But that is
Oh my god.
The board game. If you watch the vlog, you can see the amount of joy I had in my eyes to play this game. This was like one of my like top wanted games, and honestly, I'm almost more happy that I didn't like it because the games are really expensive. Really expensive.
I think it's definitely more worth it than Food Magnate.
Price-wise, because of all of the little tiny like
meeples and like the boards are humongous.
But like, it's not fun.
Here's the thing, okay? I don't really think I don't like games often. Like I think I'm more easy to please than you are. And I always at least want to finish them. Like, you know,
we didn't finish it.
No, we did not finish this game. I was just like, and I was like, I don't know if this is just me because it is rated well, like decently.
It's like a 7.1, I think.
And I was like, I don't know, like, I hate this game. Like I hate it. And I was like, and I'm like really trying to like to get through this for her because I was like, she really wanted to play this game, and like I was like struggling to give a shiz. And she's like, Andre, we don't have to finish this. And I'm like, are you like, I mean, I'm gonna try. And she's like, no, if you don't want to. And she's like, I'm not vibing anyways. And I'm like, okay, good, because I hate this game. And she was like, oh, it's like a medium for me. And I think the longer you sat on it, you were like, it's not good.
No, because it's one, like, the more I thought about it, it's like, I don't mind a game that's complicated. Like, Food Chain
I don't either.
It has like a really high difficulty, but my issue is there has to be some sort of like reward for it being
like a payoff.
Like a payoff. And
I feel like I was working my brain so hard
for nothing.
And then I saw online that like there was like a thread about it, and there was a lot of people who like were like, it's fiddly. It's like you're not getting anything out of it. It's just very like, it's like almost feels like economics, but like not fun, and like all this stuff. And it was just like, I feel like it could have been so good, but it's just not fun. No. I've played so many zoo games.
And it's the worst one, which makes me so sad being like a zoo tycoon girly my whole life. But like, it's not good. Like,
I think the thing that peed me off the most was the like board to get like animals. I was like, I don't care about this, and it makes me mad that I have to care about this. The whole thing, the rule book was also some of the most trash that was the other
I've ever read in my whole life.
Which is wild, and it was like 40 pages.
I read the whole thing after that car ride and playing the Food Chain game.
And I watched a video, and I just still didn't get what was going on. Well, the thing, okay, here's the thing: we got it, we just didn't care. Yeah. That's where it came on down to, because that was the other thing people were like
each year there were 7 years or something, and there was 4 different seasons. Each season had different rules. By the time we got to winter, I already forgot what was supposed to be going on in spring.
It was not good, y'all.
I don't recommend. Don't spend $160
if you do like it, like, let me know.
What are we missing something? Did we do something
we're not. The thing is I am just so intuitive with this stuff, you know what I mean? And I got what was going on. It was just, I felt like I was being punished. Like it was a punishment to play this game. It felt like work. I feel like I should have been getting paid.
A guy came up to us. He was our pal for the convention. And
I knew his name.
Me too. But he walks up. He's like, huh, what are you guys playing? And we're like, this dude taking the board game. And he's like, that looks like a game only an accountant could love.
I mean, I don't even know if accountants would love it. I just don't know who liked it. Maybe people are really nostalgic and just are like...
But, like, that was, like, my #1 game of my life.
People that are nostalgic, but, like, you know, like, nostalgic, but then your standards get lowered. So you're like, oh, I love this so much, but really they're like, I hate this, but I just want to love it. That's the only thing I can guess, because it was not good. It was not fun. None of it was great. So
I think the only redeeming factor was how cute all the meeples were.
Yeah, the meeples were really cute, but also it was kind of like, we had to dig. We're just like, where's the male version of this? And I'm like, and then I'd pull up, I'd be like, oh, here's my zebra, and it would really be a raccoon. Yeah. And I'm like, God, this game is horrible.
Oh my God, and then there was also like these like, those top species that were like, could live in the other cages. It was, so much was going on, but like nothing at the same time.
No, I was just like, I just don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. I just feel like I don't care about anything that's going on. Yeah. Which is, I just feel like says a lot, because I am like, I like to finish things, have an opinion. I will try anything.
Oh, I have an opinion without finishing them. Yeah. For sure.
And I was just like, I was miserable. I don't think I've been that miserable. I like sometimes start a game miserable and then change my mind, like Catan. What is it?
Catan. Sidereal Confluence? That one you started out real ground.
Yeah, but like, it was not good.
Long story short, my favorite game of the month was Nightshift.
Fliptown,
but then my second favorite was probably Fliptown.
Yeah, and you were like, it's a 4. And then you're like, it's a 4.5.
Yeah.
It's a 5, y'all. It's a 5. 5 from me. So I would definitely recommend Fliptown. Also recommend Nightshift. I feel like they were
the highlights of the month.
Yeah, because that's my second, is Nightshift. So honestly, that's the way to cookie crumbles. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow us on Twitch. I will have all kinds of links and things down below, because it is my mission to update those. And we have been pumping out videos, especially with the streams going up and stuff. I will be streaming soon. You will be streaming soon. We'll be streaming together soon. So it's a vibe.
We're literally going to IRL be streaming together in 25 minutes.
Party! So, love you. Talk to you later. Bye!